Hey guys, welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, I want to share with you the skincare brands that I've just lost interest in. Now, there's not been one specific event that's led me to turn my back on these brands, but rather a series of smaller things that means that I no longer reach for them the way I did, say, 2 or 3 years ago. I always love to be open and transparent with you guys here on the channel, and you're probably seeing a lot less of these brands recently, which has led to a lot of you guys to reach out and say, is there anything we should know? Well, I'm going to share all in today's video. So, sit back, relax, let's talk the skincare I no longer love. Now, before we get into this video, I want to give a huge big shout out to James Welsh. Now, I know just about everyone out there will have heard of James. He's one of the biggest skincare content creators here on YouTube, but he's really the inspiration behind today's video. I was scrolling through my feed late last night looking for something to watch, and I stumbled across James's equivalent video of the one you're currently watching and thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it was a really good one to recreate here on Mad About Skin, because sometimes we think there has to be a single event that means we no longer reach for a brand, whereas actually it might just be an evolutionary process over a period of time, which has certainly been the case with the brands I'm mentioning in today's video. So I've left links to James's video in the description box below. Definitely hop over there, show it some love, because I know you'll definitely enjoy it. If you're enjoying the one that you're watching right now, don't forget to reach down and give it a thumbs up and a like, because it's just the best way of supporting the content I create here on the channel. Now, with all that waffle out of the way, shall we just cut it and delve straight on in? Now, the first brand is this one, Nip and Fab Skincare. I used these for the longest time in my skincare routine, and they were fairly consistent day in, day out staples. I loved them because they were super affordable at drugstore. You could always get a 2-for-1 deal at like Boots and Superdrug, the biggest drugstores here in the UK. And when I was on a real budget in like my late teens and 20s, this is one of the brands that I reached for. In truth, when I look back, they never did a whole lot for my skin, and there's some issues around the marketing with this brand and also around the amount of fragrance that they put in there. Let's talk fragrance first. I like a little element of the sensorial in my skincare routine, and I'm not someone that's anti-fragrance, but these are just so overwhelming and overpowering. I don't have very sensitive skin, but I find if I use Nip and Fab products consistently, my skin does start to build up some sensitivity, and I think it's all due to the amount of fragrance that they put in their products, which honestly is one of the biggest turn-offs for me. Also, their marketing. They're always badging things as extreme. So they have a 2% salicylic acid, which they call their extreme concentrate. It's not. You can buy like 100 different 2% salicylic acids, and no other brand would refer to that as extreme. It's actually what the studies show to be the basic standard formulation and strength that delivers the maximum benefits. So I think, 2% and extreme don't really go together with the salicylic acid serum, and they do this with just about all of their products. I also noticed that they've increased their price quite considerably over the past like 12 to 18 months, which is just another reason why I no longer reach for them the way I used to. This is that aforementioned extreme salicylic acid, which is just a very heavily fragranced version of the ordinary one, and this is their salicylic acid facial scrub. Again, way too fragranced, and whilst it's not the worst product that they have to offer, there's just better ones on the market. Now, up next is this brand, NIOD. I think some people call it NIOD. I think it depends where in the world you live as to how you pronounce it, but this used to be one of my absolute favorite skincare brands, and whilst it always had a higher price point, I bought it time and time again because I thought by paying more you were absolutely getting more. That used to be the case, but their prices have just gone up so much recently. Some of their products have gone up by over 40% in the last 18 months, and that is ridiculous. With the cost of living going up at the moment, lots of people are looking to streamline their routines, minimize the overall cost without compromising on the outcomes, and I now think that NIOD is no longer the value for money brand that it used to be, say, like 2 years ago. It was never cheap, but I always thought you got more by paying more. I just don't think it's worth the price they want to charge now. However, we all know that the Decium sale is just around the corner in November, where usually they give like 23-25% off products, including the NIOD range. Obviously, I'm going to be stocking up when that comes, because I think with that 25% reduction, they probably then do become worth their price. But for me, at the moment, I think they just price themselves out of my personal budget. My favourite, though, still remains the Flavonome Mud Mask. This is the one that I'm definitely going to collect if they do that sale in November. A couple of these on order because a little goes such a long way, and it's one of the very best exfoliating masks I think I've ever found. But the rest of the products, I think you can start to find cheaper alternatives elsewhere. Now let's talk about the Inkey List. So the Inkey List are a brand that I have wanted to love for years. They're a British brand, they're drugstore, they're affordable, they tick so many boxes for me, but it just seems that they do everything in their power to make me never want to reach for them again. So the shady marketing. This all started around the launch of their succinic acid blemish treatment, where lots of people said, as a brand, they start to market very new and innovative sounding ingredients that they put in there just so that they can put it on the label. They're not really doing the heavy lifting. I came to their defense and said, know what, I think people are looking for something that might not exist. Well, I was completely wrong, because they continue to do that product after product after product, and it started to get a little bit ridiculous. They also started to increase the prices of their newer product launches to the point where they're no longer that like rock bottom priced drugstore brand that they used to be, and some of their newest launches really just missed the mark hard. I always wanted to give them like a second chance, because again, like I say, a British drugstore brand kind of should have been ticking a lot of boxes for me, but they just failed on so many levels. Then we had the launch of their Super Solutions range, which was 4 new products that came with sky-high concentrations and equally sky-high prices. Like £22-23 for a retinol serum 1%. You can get that at The Ordinary for like £8. And also, it just seemed like so naff when you think that they've been peddling their own retinol serum, which has a ridiculously low concentration, for years, and now they've come out with one that's like 3 times the price. That, yeah, this is the one you really need in your life. It's so effective. It all just seems really tacky and not something that I really want to buy into, which is why I no longer shop the Inkey list. 2 of the products remaining in their collection that I think, you know what, are actually good products in their own right are the fulvic acid brightening cleanser, really nice gel cleanser that is actually going to give you some brightening around the margins, and I do like the succinic acid blemish treatment. This does actually work because it contains sulfur, which is a great acne fighting ingredient, but to me, these 2 products aren't worth really investing in the brand as a whole, and honestly, they've done it to themselves, which is such a shame. Now, up last in this list is this brand, Q&A Skincare. Now, I love the products from Q&A Skincare, but there's a reason why you don't see them as often on the channel. It's just accessibility. So, as a brand, they can be really difficult to get their hands on their products. Here in the UK, one of their biggest retailers is Holland and Barrett, which is like a health food store. Not that easy to get onto. I know they're on some high streets, but it's not that convenient where in the world I happen to live, and it can be really difficult to order their products online. They're always out of stock, and it's that inconsistency means that I don't really reach for them time and time again in my skincare routine. I do like a lot of their products, and whilst their prices have started to creep up recently, they're still relatively affordable when you compare and contrast to some of their competitors on the market. Not a bad brand at all, but I think it's just becoming increasingly difficult to actually get your hands on the products. When it comes to skincare, consistency is key. You should be investing in a product and using it time and time again to maximize the benefits. You can't really do that with Q&A Skincare because you'll buy the product, try it, love it, come to repurchase it, can't get your hands on it. Now, this used to be the case with The Ordinary, so I know it's not a problem that's just specific to Q&A, but it does kind of mean I no longer reach for it the way that maybe I wanted to or would do if there was just more consistency in terms of their stock levels. Such a shame, because actually the products that I'm waving around now are superb. They've got the caffeine eye serum, great as like a treat to tackle any under eye puffiness. The licorice lip oil is great and nourishment for the lip, and this is the Q&A grapefruit cleansing balm, which is really nice, affordable grapefruit scented cleanser, which again just gets everything off in one go. I love the brand, but I just wish they get their stock levels sorted so that I can invest in them time and time again. So that's run down of 4 brands that you probably saw a whole lot of on the channel, say like a year to 18 months ago, but probably see a lot less of now. What would be the equivalent brand in your eyes? The one that you used to reach for time and time again, but you don't in the same way today? Sound off in the comment section below and let me know. Wherever you guys are in the world, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.